Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I am so grateful that you are here. My name is Nikki and I channel messages from movies and TV shows using tarot and oracle cards. And I am so excited and honored to be doing a collective reading for you today. This video is for the Chakra series I started recently, and I already channeled messages for the root chakra with Ascended Master Melchizedek, and the film for that video was Apocalypto. So if you are interested in checking that out, I do have a playlist for the Chakra series, or you can find the link in the description box down below. Today, I am very excited to be working with Ascended Master Maitreya, channeling movie messages for the Sacral chakra. So much gratitude to Maitreya for bringing messages through today for the collective. And Maitreya is regarded as the future Buddha of the world, and his teachings will be focused around re-establishing Dharma, which is a vital concept in Hinduism and Buddhism. And our sacral chakra is the energy center located below the navel. It's portrayed with a vibrant orange color, and it enhances our ability to feel. It also houses our sexual energy and creativity. And it's my intention that these messages help bring balance and healing to your sacral chakra. So for this video, I will be channeling messages from Maitreya for the sacral chakra from the 1998 movie Pleasantville, directed by Gary Ross. The film stars Tobey Maguire, Reese Witherspoon, and Joan Allen. And the synopsis of the film is: geeky teenager David and his popular twin sister Jennifer get sucked into the black and white world of a 1950s TV sitcom called Pleasantville. And they find a world where everything is peachy keen all the time. But when Jennifer's modern attitude disrupts Pleasantville's peaceful but boring routine, she literally brings color into its life. Okay, so disclaimer, this is a collective reading, so a lot of very general messages will come through. So if you find that a message does not resonate for you, don't try to force something that does not fit. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. And also, a lot of spoilers will come through the reading. So if you have not seen Pleasantville, just be mindful of that as we move forward. Okay? So the first card coming out today is the Two of Pentacles. And on the bottom it says, working too hard or multiple jobs, the need to bring balance and fun into your life, juggling multiple priorities, balancing the budget. Okay, so Maitreya is showing me that you are finding it difficult to find balance in your life right now. And I'm drawn to the clothing the man on the card is wearing. His pants are very colorful and his shirt is a plain blue color. I see that you want to find more time for fun things in your life, but it's like work or other things are pulling on your energy constantly. And it's tough for you to juggle everything. Well, in the film, a teenager named David, played by Tobey Maguire, and his sister Jennifer, played by Reese Witherspoon, fight over the remote control one evening. David has plans to watch the TV series marathon at Pleasantville all night, while Jennifer has a date coming over to watch a concert with her. And as they fight over the remote, they end up breaking it. And immediately there is a knock at the door. It's a TV repairman played by Don Knotts. And he gives them a brand new remote control, and then he leaves. David and Jennifer once again begin to fight over the remote. But this time they end up pushing a button that sucks them directly into the television. They are now part of the television series Pleasantville and are in black and white. And this TV show takes place in the 50s. And the universe in this show revolves all around perfectionism. No one fights with each other. There is absolutely no emotion. This world is very indicative of the Matrix and living life on autopilot. It's a world void of color and beauty. So Maitreya is asking you how you can bring more color into your life. I'm also drawn to how the man is walking a tightrope on a boat amidst the rocky waters here. You can see he's on a tightrope and the waters are not very calm in the background. So I feel some of you have a fear of metaphorically rocking the boat with certain people, especially if you tell them you don't want to do something, or if you tell them no in general. Maitreya is saying that you cannot make everyone happy, so you might as well pick all the options and things that do make you happy. And our sacral chakra is the energy center within us that helps us tap into our colorful and creative side. Do not allow other people to drain this life force energy from you. I'm being shown a lot of instances where some of you canceled cool plans you made in order to appease someone else. And this will always lead to resentment when we say yes to things that we really mean to say no to. In the movie, it doesn't take David and Jennifer long to disrupt the Pleasantville world. They come into this perfect world and dismantle it with their imperfections, emotions, creativity, and passions. But this is exactly what breathes life and color into this town. So Maitreya is also showing me patterns of perfectionism. And the way this movie portrays perfectionism is in a very dull and boring way. As David and Jennifer show up as the perfectly imperfect people they are, things and people in the town start to change to vibrant colors. Maitreya is saying when you accept and allow yourself to be imperfect, that is when your own unique energy shines brightly in the world. Now I'm being shown this scene in the film where David goes to work at the burger shop with his boss, Bill Johnson, played by Jeff Daniels. David was late, and when he arrives, Bill is wiping down the counters. He tells David that because he was late, he didn't know what to do, because they always do things in a certain order. So he just kept wiping the counter. So for some of you, I feel like there is a fear that if you take a day off of work or you're not available, that things won't get done the way they are supposed to. I also feel that some of you are doing your boss's job when they should be doing their own job. It's very, very important to set boundaries with your time and energy. Also, do not be afraid to delegate work if you are feeling overwhelmed. You are not meant to do everything by yourself. Allow others to help you so more balance can be restored. More balance is being called for in your life at this time, and you can do this by saying yes to yourself and to the things you want to do. I also feel some of you have a very unique style. I see lots of vibrant colors or mixing and matching of different types of clothing. Don't be afraid to express your unique style. It's part of who you are and also part of your creative expression. Live life in color on your terms. We have the Page of Cups, and on the bottom it says, sensitive, open-hearted, inexperienced, moody, messages regarding relationships, new emotional experiences, a romantic encounter, social invitations or events, heightened psychic abilities. So with this card, Maitreya is showing me Jennifer in the film and pointing out certain relationships in your life right now. At first, she hates it in Pleasantville and wants to go home. That is until she meets Skip Martin, played by Paul Walker. When she enters Pleasantville, she takes on the persona of Mary Sue. So when Skip pulls up in his car to say hello to her, he addresses her as such. She asks her brother David if Skip likes her, and he says, as a matter of fact, he does. And Skip eventually does ask Mary Sue out, and on their first date, they go to the burger shop for some food. Mary Sue learns about a place called Lover's Lane, where all the other couples go to hold hands. Mary Sue asks Skip if he wants to go to Lover's Lane. And when they get there, they end up having sex. And sex is not something Pleasantville knows anything about at all. So after they have this sexual interaction, this is when things start turning color in the town. So when Skip drops Mary Sue off, he looks at a bush where one single red rose is highlighted amongst the bush, which is still in black and white. So I feel like some of you are in the beginning stages of a relationship, as the card states new emotional experiences. And with this card being the Page of Cups here, there is a young energy that I feel. So this next message that's coming through, it won't resonate with everyone, so don't try to force something that doesn't fit, but I do feel that some of you are exploring a new relationship with someone where there is an age gap, and there are some concerns over whether things will work out due to the age difference. Maitreya is saying to stay in the present moment and enjoy your time getting to know this person. It is okay if things don't work out in the end, but there is also the possibility that they could. So it's important to not place so much emphasis on the age aspect, but instead look at the things you have in common with each other. How do you feel when you are together? Is there passion between you? These things are more important than a number. Also, roses may be significant for you, or you may have received a rose from someone. This is not a coincidence, as the roses symbolize that God is at work in our lives, and they emphasize the manifestation of passion into your life at this time. We have the Fool. This is a card from the movie Tarot deck, and the man on the card here is Forrest Gump. And I'm drawn to how he is running. So Maitreya is showing me that some of you are running away from something. And I feel this is something that would actually make you very happy. I'm drawn to how the sun is also behind him on the card here. So there's also a feeling of not knowing exactly where you are running to and feeling like you're in the unknown with no sense of direction. In Pleasantville, Maitreya is showing me the scene where David is playing basketball with a bunch of other guys. And every shot they take swishes through the basketball hoop. And no one ever misses. And David, who is addressed as Bud in Pleasantville, does this cool trick shot where he throws the ball in the opposite direction and it bounces off several walls, but then it still swishes through the hoop. It's not until Bud tells Skip to stay away from Mary Sue that the energy changes, and he gets so angry at the thought that she wouldn't go out with him that he heaves the ball at the basket and it misses. And it's the first time anyone has ever missed a basket in Pleasantville. And the coach tells everyone not to touch the ball as it rolls across the floor as though it's cursed. So I'm seeing that you are wanting to step out into the world with something creative and new. But doubt and fear have plagued you. There is fear that things aren't going to work out and that you don't want to make mistakes. But even the people in Pleasantville couldn't keep a perfect streak going. They eventually come to terms with their imperfect nature and begin to fully live life. Maitreya is saying there will be times when you are in a place where you can't miss those baskets. And there will also be times when you do miss. And being in both places at different times is 100% okay, as there are lessons to learn from both situations. And you do deserve passion, abundance, good luck, and all the things Forrest is running from on this card here. But you must believe that you deserve them. We have the Emperor. In the guidebook for this card, there is a life lesson message, and it states, trust your vision. Build it and they will come. This is also a card from the movie tarot, and the man featured is Tony Montana from Scarface. So Maitreya is showing me how some of you have had a difficult road that left some scars, both inner and outer. But these wounds have strengthened you into a strong leader. You may not feel like you're a leader, but you are. In the beginning of Pleasantville, the movie opens with David talking to a girl asking her out. But then we are shown that he is having this dialogue with himself as he watches his crush from across the schoolyard. He wasn't in a confident place yet, but when he enters Pleasantville, everyone looks to him for answers, and he gains confidence as he helps the people in the town. There's this one scene where we are shown how the library books have absolutely nothing in them. But when David tells the other people what the stories are about, the pages start filling in with the pictures and words. Also, once more and more people change colors in the town, chaos erupts from those who are still black and white. They ostracize the colored people and put strict rules into place so certain things can't be done anymore. And then one night, David goes into the burger shop and everyone is talking about all the rules and regulations. One of the guys goes over and turns the jukebox on to listen to music. And another girl yells at him to shut it off because they aren't allowed to listen to music anymore. So he abruptly shuts the music off and it gets really quiet. And David says, "Sure you are." And he goes over and he turns the music back on. No one tells David what he can and cannot do. And he teaches the people in Pleasantville this strength and to remember who they really are. And this is your strength as the Emperor here. You are a leader who helps people be who they authentically are. You help people embrace their shadow and inspire creativity within them. And like David in the beginning, you may not feel this leader's energy or confidence yet, but rest assured that it has been growing with every experience you've had on your journey up to this point. You help people feel safe in their own bodies because you're learning to feel safe within yours. And this is a powerful place to be. And David also was thrown into the unknown. And this was the exact place he was able to help in the way he was meant to. There is purpose in the unknown, and you have all the knowledge and wisdom needed within you to navigate it. Also, our sacral chakra is the energy center of our emotions, And the key to navigating your leadership and the unknown lies in your ability to be vulnerable. When you can fearlessly feel your emotions, you are being authentic to who you are. For most of the movie, David remains in black and white and wonders why he hasn't changed colors yet. But when he stands up for his mom, played by Joan Allen, he changes because they provoked anger in him. So it's ultimately emotion that breathed life into Pleasantville. And you are a great leader because of your ability to fearlessly feel your emotions. I am kind and loving toward others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. The sacral chakra is also the energy center of our sexuality. Maitreya is emphasizing the importance of setting boundaries with your sexual energy. And I strongly feel the energy of the infamous booty call or simply not being in the mood for sex. And this very well could have been something you experienced in the past. Many lightworkers in the collective are being called to cleanse and heal their sexual energy. And we do carry the imprint of past lovers until we cleanse that energy. And this does include lovers from past lives as well. I'm being shown the scene in Pleasantville where Mary Sue is in her room reading a book, and Skip throws a rock up at her window, indicating it's the time of night where they go to Lover's Lane and hook up. And she's not in the mood, and she tells him no. And he is left feeling baffled as she shuts her window and goes back to reading her book. She set a boundary with Skip, and she chose to continue to enjoy her night with reading that book. And she wasn't mean or rude to him. She did it in a kind way. And the next morning, she awakes to find that she has turned colors. She honored how she felt in this moment and protected her energy and emotions. So many of you are being called to honor your feelings in all situations, regardless of whether it involves a sexual interaction or not. When we honor our feelings, we honor ourselves. Maitreya is also pointing out the need to set boundaries with people if they attempt to project their own fears and limitations on you. People fear what they do not understand. I'm being shown Bill Johnson in the film, and he's the owner of the burger shop. He tells David that one of his favorite things to do is to paint the window for Christmas every year. And he begins to question why he has to wait a whole year to do the thing he loves to do. He believed that he had to wait a whole year to create because other people imposed that limitation on him. But what he eventually realizes is that it's his own mind that creates his experiences. So when the town really starts cracking down on what can be created in the town, they try to take that joy away from people. And David and Bill pull an all-nighter and paint a beautiful, colorful mural for all to see the next morning. They didn't listen to other people. They set a boundary and created what made them feel joy, even though other people didn't like it. And once again, they were not mean or unkind. They just expressed themselves despite what anyone else thought. You are not for everyone, and that's okay. Create and live your life from the joy within you, and don't dim your light for anyone. Appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. So our vibration will always raise when we are grateful. In the film, David has a vast knowledge of all the episodes of Pleasantville. So when Margaret, played by Marley Shelton, tells David she baked some cookies for him, instead of appreciating her gift and allowing himself to receive it, he tells her no, that she baked those cookies for Whitey, played by David Tom. And she's like, no, I baked them for you. Maitreya is suggesting to allow yourself to receive from others as much as you give. Gratefully accept gifts and help from others because you do deserve them. Gratitude has the power to transcend your reality now if you allow it to. And when we are grateful for what we have, the universe sees that we will be grateful for future blessings as well. Maitreya is also saying to trust your inner wisdom. Appreciate yourself and your intuition, as your own guidance is the best you will receive. Also, thank your spirit guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, or whoever it is you work with. Margaret very easily could have listened to David and took the cookies to Whitey instead, but she stood her ground and she said, no, I baked these cookies for you, man. So your inner wisdom and intuition is a precious gift. Appreciate it always. And when you do so, you claim your own power and lovingly learn to create your own reality. Appreciate all that you have created for yourself and everything you are learning at this time. I'm being shown the scene where David and Margaret go on a date and she grabs a red apple from a tree. I always think of teachers when I see apples. So every person in your life, negative and positive, has served as a teacher in your life to teach you something. And when you get to a place where you are thankful for all of them, there is true power in that, especially when you know what you've learned from each person. Maitreya is saying there is power in being grateful and appreciative of it all. Passion. I love that this card came out in this reading so much. It's actually from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle card deck, and this is one of the cards that represents the sacral chakra, which we are talking about today. As you can see, there's orange border around the card. Not only do emotions, creativity, and sexuality embody our sacral chakra, so does passion. It's important for us to feel passion with everything we do. It's especially important to feel passion for those we are in a relationship with. In the film, Maitreya is showing me Betty, played by Joan Allen. She is Bud and Mary Sue's mother in Pleasantville. And as things change in the town, she realizes she has sexual needs that her current husband doesn't understand. She has a discussion with Mary Sue about what goes on at Lover's Lane. And Mary Sue is honest and tells her that people go there to have sex. Betty has no idea what sex is, and Mary Sue explains it to her. Afterwards, she tells Mary Sue that her father would not want to do anything like that. And Mary Sue tells her about masturbation and how she can enjoy herself without him. And that's exactly what she does. She pleasures herself in the bathtub, and as she does, everything starts changing colors. The walls, the floor, and eventually even Betty herself. She also comes to realize that she doesn't love her husband. She doesn't feel passion with him. And she actually falls in love with Bill Johnson, played by Jeff Daniels. So I do feel some of you are in relationships that feel similar, where the passion just isn't there. And this doesn't mean that all is lost. Passion gets reignited in current relationships all the time, so that is a possibility. But sometimes we have to be really honest with ourselves that maybe we just aren't able to feel that level of passion with certain people. And that's okay. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with us. But it does mean it's important to honor our feelings and let go of people who can't give us what we need. And many people stay in sexless and passionless relationships for many years just because it's comfortable to do so. Now, sex is not the most important thing in all relationships, but if it's important to you personally, then that does matter to your relationships. Maitreya is also pointing out having passion for what you are creating in the world and not being afraid to express it. Because when you are passionate about something, when you share it with the world, that passionate and creative energy speaks for itself. And many of you are experiencing blocks with your creativity due to something that happened in the past. You can certainly use past experiences to create in the present moment now, but do not allow yourself to remain in the past. I'm feeling a competitive energy, and this energy could be preventing you from moving forward. Remind yourself that there is no competition and comparison in your reality, and accept your uniqueness. Because when you accept the unique soul you are, you realize there has never been a need to compete with anyone, nor for them to compete with you. And nobody can communicate your own passionate energy like you can. And this is the case for all souls. It's just a matter of remembering it. We have joy. So like passion, it's also important to feel joy in your life. It's not possible to feel it all the time, as we have life experiences that bring out other emotions within us. But feeling joy is one of the best ways to bring your deepest desires into physical manifestation. At the end of Pleasantville, the mayor, Big Bob, played by J.T. Walsh, holds this trial because Bud and Bill were arrested for painting the colorful mural outside the soda fountain, despite the laws in place that forbade it. David brings out this fury in Big Bob when he tells him that there could be a world where women go off to work and men stay home and cook. And Bob gets so angry that he gets colorized. And after this, the entire town is infused with color and people are living joyful lives. The roads now lead to other cities and colored televisions are now being sold in the stores. Jennifer even chooses to stay in Pleasantville, where David decides to return home. And when he gets back, his mom, played by Jane Kaczmarek, is sitting at the kitchen table crying. And she tells David that she got cold feet when she went to go try to meet this man. And he assures her that nothing has to be perfect. Maitreya is saying that you can cultivate more joy by being willing to let go of the notion that everything has to be perfect, because it doesn't. In fact, holding on to perfectionism makes things worse, as we find that nothing is ever good enough. And joy cannot be found in that place. Joy flows more easily when we accept ourselves as we are and trust the process of life. Wow. Those were some amazing, amazing messages coming from Maitreya through the film Pleasantville. Thank you so much, Maitreya, for being here. Also, thank you for being here, sharing your energy. I appreciate you all so, so much. Thank you also for supporting, liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world to me. I love you all so much, and I will see you on the next video.